Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these charts then, shall we? So we're just waking up this morning to recognise that it wasn't just a dream, it was actually real. It's all real. We've broken out, we've pushed into 80,000. I did that little stream last night where I thought we might come down to retest the $77,000 zone. The market is strong. Really strong. We managed to push down to 78,500 and just got picked straight back on the 10 exponentials. So the risk tolerance, which is what I was referring to. When you're using moving averages, what's your risk tolerance? If you really want to get in the first opportunity, you use a 4-hourly. First major opportunity is going to be the 10 exponential. We've seen how that has played here, 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 and here, and here, and here, and there we go again. So that's where the dip took you down to. So I'm desperate to buy Bitcoin, basically. People don't want to miss out. I suppose looking at this, because there is no bearish divergence on the way up, not really. On the 4-hourly, then I suppose this probably is one tiny amount of it, to be honest. A very small amount. You could probably argue the case that this has already been the bearish divergence, but yeah, either way, there is a little bit. Not enough to pull it back down to the 77,000, so it's marching up, it's continuing up, and it looks pretty strong to me. And if you really want to talk about divergence, there is none on the daily. So daily's really pushing up hard. Let's just check the weekly now that the weekly is closed. So the money flow index is floating up. This is good. This is all fine. 74,000. So there will come a point. The Bitcoin is not going to go up, massively. I'd say. You might not even see 100,000, right? But who knows? You might not see it because this doesn't want to get too high. But if you do, don't also be surprised. You might think I'm backing both sides of the argument there. But when you have a parabolic move, right? So when you get, look at Doge right now. So when you have a parabolic move, yeah, you've got supports and you've got resistance, and those areas should be respected, and you should expect pullbacks from that. But when you have a blue sky breakout like Bitcoin is at the moment, so it's basically creating new highs as we speak, it attracts, I suppose, FOMO, right? People don't want to be seen to have missed out. They will buy. Sell walls don't really exist on blue sky breakouts, which is how things go parabolic. You can make educated guesses, round numbers. So we're talking 80,000, 85,000, 90,000, 100,000. You can only imagine what it would look like as you get closer to that. But really, up until you get to those sort of round numbers that people like to sort of put in there, sell walls aren't as established as they were, in something like this. You can see how neat and tidy this consolidation was, all the way down. You can see how hardcore this was over here because of the supports. These are established sell walls. So there's lots of orders in there that will basically provide liquidity. So it's kind of that simple. But when you're doing this, it kind of goes up. And so the TA, it's not that the TA becomes useless. It doesn't. You can still read how hot a chart is going to be and when it's best to, I suppose, take profit in anticipation for a move down. But that doesn't stop the green candles from moving all the way up to 90, 95, 100, 120. It can happen that quick because it's just an imbalance of the order books that creates the green candles or the red candles. So all I'm saying is let it do its thing. This is all part of the overall expectation that Bitcoin and crypto was going to break out towards the end of this year. And lo and behold, we're breaking out. So it's Ethereum that I'm most interested in, not because I think Ethereum is going to make loads of money, but because it can help redirect the Bitcoin dominance chart and the total 2, which will then have a knock-on effect for the total 3 and others. But to be fair, we've closed above this now 3 days now. This is the third day we've been above the 200 simple. So it looks very much like a breakout. The accumulation zone was from 2,160 up to this level, 3,000, and we're above it now. If we can stay above 3,000, we should be good to go. No bearish divergence on this either. So if we just flick over to the total 2, and what do we see? A massive big breakout from that last week's closure. On top of that, we've got a pump signal that's been generated on a weekly. So this looks like it wants to go on further. It doesn't have to happen from this exact level. It is interesting to see, though, that the candle closed above this trend line, and so far this weekly candle has actually come down to retest it. $1.8, $1.9 trillion market cap. So if this does prove to be a support, then the next area is 1.14, maybe even the previous local high, 1.2 trillion. And then maybe even, pushing up new all-time highs. We're not entirely sure yet. I'd be surprised to see it go up that fast that soon, but strange things have happened, and we shouldn't rule it out either. I keep trying to put the point across, and I have done for ages now, that really the accumulation zone was throughout the end of the summer into October. You know, we should have really, at this point now, we shouldn't really be thinking about buying loads of altcoins. We should really have those altcoins. If you're going to buy more, you have to buy on a significant dip, because when when the market goes bullish like this, you'll have big moves up like what we've seen, and then big moves down, which we haven't yet seen. So you can only imagine, right? So look at Doge's situation. Look at Doge, right? It's gone from one resistance to the other. So there's your first resistance, broke out, and it's done a 68% move. So any pullback on Doge now, you could assume, 35% move down, right, for a dip buy. So from peak to the 10 exponential, 29%. Okay, if it were to happen today, that's an acceptable buy the dip. If it comes down to the previous support, which it could, let's just say from the peak down to the 21 exponential, that's a 40% move down. It's still a bullish chart. It's still higher highs, higher lows. But with every massive move up, a massive move down would be required, you know. When is it going to happen? Well, I mean, it doesn't look like it wants to happen today, but who knows? This is the point I'm trying to make. Technical analysis does serve a good purpose. And I think the most useful part of the analysis is when nothing's going on. Now we're kind of going parabolic. We don't really want to get too clever or try to get too clever on buying and selling, because the overall projection is still exactly the same as it has been all year. That's what I was saying on that live stream last night. I told you that I thought there was going to be an alt season around here, around September, October of 2023, and we got it. I thought there was going to be a consolidation that took place throughout the summer, and we got it. Thought there was going to be a breakout towards the end of this year, and now we've got it. So my next expectation is between now and next September, we're going to trend up slowly, surely, consistently, with big dips in it, obviously. You know, looking at this is just a bear market and bull market fractal, right? So I just want to put it to context, because this might be some people's first rodeo, and this is just the total too, and this is tame compared to what actual altcoin is going to look like. So look, let's just measure it out here. So what have we got? So we got a nice big run up here. That was a 115% move up. Okay, fine. Okay, what was the move down from wick to wick? Okay, it's a 30% move down. So this is what I'm talking about, and this is just the total too. So an individual altcoin could easily do 100% up, 50% down, maybe 100% up, 60% down. So you've got to try to make sure that you have an opportunity to buy the move down and not FOMO in, because it's the FOMO that can destroy you. There's nothing worse than seeing a bull market take place, but actually not making any money throughout it because you don't have the patience for it. Most of us who watch this channel should have had the message hit home that a dollar cost average process throughout this later stage of the consolidation was the most appropriate thing to do. And for the most part, we should have a portfolio now that is not just making money in this last week, but should continue to make money throughout the rest of this year into next year, overall. And if you have a trading account, you want to trade, that's fine as well. But the biggest amounts of money should be in those hodl bags throughout the next, 10 months really. Another 10 months of generally consistent bull market. Now there might be another sort of miniature consolidation within the next 10 months. There might be. But we don't really have any evidence for it right now, and if we do start to see evidence for it, then we can prepare for it. Maybe we can take profit on some of those hodl bags, and with a view to put back in a little bit later to see the big parabolic move, if that's how the market's going to behave. So all I'm trying to put across is here, the overall analysis remains correct. The overall analysis still applies, which is that we were right in the beginning of the bull market, we were right in the consolidation throughout the summer, and now we're right about the breakout, so we should also be right about the continuation. So it should just be an easy part of the market where we can just sit back and chill out, let the volatility do its thing, and enjoy the gains as they come. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there. I might not be able to do a stream tomorrow night. I'm going to try. I'm going to be away. I've got a business opportunity, so I'm going to be away. I'm going to be in a hotel with a laptop. I'm going to try to connect through their Wi-Fi, and if I can't, then unfortunately we won't get a live stream. But if we do, then you'll have the low end quality stream that I like to put out when I'm away. Other than that, though, the overall view is one of let your portfolio exist and let it ride. But that's just my take on the market. Again, I'm not talking day to day, I'm talking month to month here. So enjoy what you've seen, prepare for more, make sure you're not FOMOing. If you are going to buy a dip, make sure it's a significant dip. And yeah, just chill out, really. This is the easiest part of the market now. We've fully allocated quite close to what I think the lows are going to be. Now we've just got to navigate where the highs are going to be. And I don't think we're anywhere close to seeing those highs. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.